Sometimes it's easy to skip a ride. We say we're gonna go do it, it's windy, maybe even the guy who's organizing the group ride organized a massive hilly climb, and you're not ready for it. And in those situations, what do you do? Do you let the group down? Do you say no again? Do you try and go and then just bob off the back? We've all been there, but getting back on a bike and feeling good on a bike don't come instantaneously. And that's kind of where the Pinarello Nytro comes in. Pinarello Nytro comes from the idea of helping you get back to the front of those group rides, doing well, feeling well, and getting you to a stage where you can maybe lead that group or keep with it. When you think about electric bikes, you might not think about Pinarello right off the bat, and it makes sense. They're known for the F12, they're known for winning Tour de France's, they're known for being a really high performance road bike. So when you think electric bike, you're not necessarily thinking, oh yeah, elite Italian craftsmanship. It doesn't necessarily make sense. In the same way that you wouldn't expect Ferrari to start making a hot hatch. And that's pretty much where you are with the Nytro. It's mad, it's Italian, it's beautifully made, and really good fun. There are really three models of Nytro in the main. The Nytro Road, you have the Nytro Gravel, and you have the Nytro Dust. Gravel obviously is a gravel bike. Dust is about going off-road as a mountain bike. We're going to pretty much talk about the road here because it's kind of what we're into. First thing we're going to talk about are the looks, because you don't really buy a Pinarello because you like the intricacies of the bottom bracket area. You're going for how flash it is. And it's a pretty flash looking bike. E-bikes aren't known for being the sexiest things on the market. The bottom bracket area is typically very bulbous and not necessarily the most attractive thing. And especially on a road bike or a road e-bike, you don't really want your friends picking on you for having a big old battery. The rear side of this bike, or the rear triangle, actually is borrowed from the GAN, which is a takedown itself of the F12. So from behind, at least, you're going to look like you're riding a normal bike. From the front, I mean, there's not going to be anyone in front of you anyway. You're going to be leading that group. So the only thing you have to worry about is side on. If you're going to be half-wheeling people, which you're on an electric bike, you probably are going to be doing, you're actually going to have quite a nice time and not necessarily have it noticed all too easily that you're riding an electric bike. Yes, the down tube is a bit chunky. Yes, it has a battery and you do have a bit of a dial on your handlebar, but it's no massive Tesla screen. It's a couple of lights. To all intents and purposes, it sort of looks like you've got an interesting light mode going on. But actually, that's where your controls are. You have up front an Onda disc fork, which is borrowed again from that top of the range F12. Disc brake, because you really don't want to be hurtling up to those speeds without disc brakes. You also benefit from a wonderful SRAM ETAP gear set. So it can be as electronic or as manual as you want. The main system of the interface of the gearing on this, or the electric assistance, comes from your motor on your down tube and how that plays into your cranks directly. Now, on this particular model, we have three separate modes operated from the top. You have your purple for highest power, you have your blue, which is medium, and you have your green, which is the lowest assistance. Maximum power is around 250 watt hours, so it will add around 250 watts to what you are capable of putting out at its maximum. That could take you to a 400 watt theoretical maximum, which is what the manufacturer talks about, but that's not necessarily guaranteed. In terms of real world riding assistance, an e-bike is often massively overpowered because it is so inefficient. Because you are riding a road bike, 250 watt hours is actually perfectly acceptable and can take you out for a long distance ride. We're talking something like 80 kilometers. In fact, Pinarello actually measure their battery performance and capacity on the Nytro by measuring the vertical percentage meterage that this bike can do, which is a nice way of looking at it versus the time in hours. Because if I lived on the flatlands of the Belgian plains, I would not really need to be looking too much how many meters I can climb. I can think about that as a long day out on the bike. If I am in the hills, I can say, well, yes, I have about this much to get around and I'll be able to go and cover that. Interestingly, the bike itself, you have a full total system weight of around 12.5 kilos. Of that, the battery and the drive system are 4.7 kilos, and then you've got the rest of the bike itself, which is pretty much GAN level. You can, on this model, take out the battery and then operate it without that, which will save you 4 kilos, but it'll also shave off 250 watts capacity, which you might want on some of those hill climbs. So why would you buy the Pinarello Nytro Road over any of the other many electric road bikes out there? It's kind of got to be about the reputation. It's the name, it's the class, it's the style. It is incredibly capable, but you will also pay a premium for the Pinarello name tag. but you're also getting a lot of value for money here. The trickle down from the top really does show in this electric bike. It feels and looks pretty much like a normal road bike when you're out on the road, especially when you're getting the assistance out of that motor. It's pretty versatile. It's, you know, clearance for up to 28mm tires. So yes, road focus, but you can easily go into some, you know, looser gravel stuff. If you're thinking about going on the path up the River Thames with your partner at the weekend, you can give that a go. Equally, I would definitely say that you're thinking Pinarello because you watch the Tour de France and you've seen those guys and how they battle it out, and you want to be a part of that. You maybe like Italian bikes, you like Italian culture, or you're just thinking about having something a little bit different. It's supercharged, it's a bit mad, and that's fun, isn't it?